used to have the greatest track record, attracting guys. So, I have been married 2 times before. The first one was an annulment, and the second one was to an alcoholic of 10 years, and it was really bad. So, at the time, I was in traditional Christianity, and I was going to this church, and this pastor said, Marty, you know what? You got to make a list. And I thought, oh man, I have a terrible track record. How could I possibly put anything on a list? I haven't done so lot before. So I prayed, and I asked God to give me the things that I needed. I was so proud of myself. I go back to the pastor, and he goes, Marty, how many things do you have on your list? And I go, 65. And he goes, go home and write some more. I go, okay. So I did. And I added some more. I ended up with 82 things on my list. And I went back, and I told him. And he said, good. Okay, now just get ready for God to change you and make you into the person to receive this person you want. I go, oh, jeez. Okay, 8 years later, I'm in this Bible study, and we always prayed for each other and stuff, and so it was my turn to be in the hot seat. So they sat me in the hot seat, and they prayed for me, and they said, okay, what do you want? What do you want us to pray for? And I said, look, 8 years, man, I'm tired of waiting. I mean, what was with this guy, you know? And I had already told God that I could make some of those things negotiables. So I went through all my 82 things, right? And I put little dots by these things that I thought, well, okay, you don't have to do, if this is pretty hard, then you don't have to do this, okay? So, so anyways, I'm sitting in the hot seat and they're praying for me and everything. And I said, okay, you know what? I am sick of this. Either bring me a husband or take the desire out of my heart to be married so that I'll be happy being single. So this guy's praying, you know, and he says, Marty, you're going to meet your husband in 2 weeks. And I said, you know what they did to those prophets in the Old Testament? They stoned them. So Greg, you better be careful. I really, you know, 2 weeks later, I met John. We were at Fuller Theological Seminary. We were actually taking a class initially in ministry to the dying and bereaved. I mean, kind of appropriate for us to meet that way. But anyways, so we ended up in this other class called pastoral counseling, okay? And so that's where we really connected. So we went out on a date that really wasn't a date on Friday night. And to make a long story short, I mean, it's amazing testimony, but we got married 1 week later. And everybody at Fuller Seminary thought, oh, this is no way. This is not going to happen. You know, people can't do that. You got to date for a year and blah, 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 you know. And we just said, no, man, God showed us. This is it. So anyways, we got married a week later. And in April, we will be married, so 27 years. Wow. So this works. Seriously.
The results and benefits of our training program are only available to members of our private association.